challenge number 5. For this challenge, we encouraged you to use hidden storytelling. So this could include a hidden pocket or some kind of element that pulled out or opened up to reveal journaling, a photo, some kind of hidden surprise. I don't know if you remember a few years ago, I actually did an entire 8x8 album exactly on this principle of hidden storytelling. Each spread had some kind of interactive element that would open up and either reveal more pages or some kind of decorative element. For example, this was the cover page, and that single page opened up to reveal another 8x8 page. Then it also had this little pocket on the front that opened up to reveal a few other things as well. So the whole album went on and on like that. This is another example here. And this is where on this page here, that film strip opened up there to reveal that graphic element. Here's another example. So on this 8x8 page, we actually have 2 little mini booklets here that open up to reveal more photos. And then even on one page here, so this is an 8x8 page, and this opened up a couple times to reveal all sorts of fun things. So in that, that entire little booklet there could hold so much more. So that was what we were hoping for with this particular challenge. We'd love to see your take on it. You are going to be blown away by our guest designer, Laurie Hugg, and all of the examples that she is about to give you for hidden storytelling. You know and love Laurie. She is so uber creative. But let me tell you, the very first tip that she gives you is by far the best. Check it out.
Here I am, back for challenge number 3, hidden storytelling. So for this one, I am going to start out, I've given you tips for each one of the challenges. So I'm going to start out this one with the tip first. So my tip for you for this one is to always have a snack while you're scrapping. When you have been scrapping all day long and you're just like feeling drained, you're losing your creative mojo, and you just like, I think I'm done. I don't think so. I think you need chocolate. So I think you should always make sure you have a little bit of chocolate while you're working and crafting, because lean back, eat a little bit of that the chocolate, and I'm sure that creativeness will come right back. So what I want you to do is tell me, what is your favorite snack while scrapping? Is it chocolate? Do you like salty nuts better? I don't know that I have a specific favorite snack. I can't eat a lot of food, so I don't know what I would say that my favorite is. I do love chocolate, but I do love salty treats as well. So anyway, what's your favorite snack? Put in the comments and let me know. I might be able to find a new favorite snack of my own with what you listed. So anyway, all right, let's move on to hidden storytelling. I was so excited for this one, and so many different ideas went through my head. So many so that I legit did not have time to complete all of the projects that I had planned to do for hidden storytelling. I had a legit whole long list, but there was only so much time to get them all done. So what I'm going to start with is I'm going to list some examples for you of how, different ways for the hidden pockets that you can use for hidden storytelling. And then we'll start in with the examples that I have made. So first are hidden pockets, and you can use those in so many different ways. You can also use flip flaps. I love flip flaps. I don't know if you've ever heard of them. I will show you shortly, but they have saved me, like especially for my kids' sport albums. There's so many pictures that I want included in the spreads. So I've used a lot of flip flaps for those, and I will show you examples of that. Photo pullouts. You can use like a tag, a sticker, uh, multiple things to make it known to pull that little tab out that there's something hidden in there. Let's see, fold out booklets. I love to make little tiny things, little tiny creations. And I thought little fold out booklet that you could put inside of a card, or if you didn't have a card, you could make one of those to put on top of a gift, a present, and then you don't have to have a card. You have your little fold out booklet as your card. And then you can make stitched pockets. I did not have time to make the stitch pockets, but as you saw in my other spreads and the other challenges, I do love to stitch. I used to cross stitch. I don't know if anybody else used to do that. I was always crafting on something growing up, but I used to cross stitch, so it's been fun to start stitching again. But a stitch pocket would be really cute with some decorations on the front of it. So cute. So I think let's get started with some of my examples here that I put together for you. First of all, I have the cutest little bunny. I thought, let's see, Easter, everybody's going to be having Easter pictures. So I wanted to give a couple examples of different ways that you could use the hidden storytelling in Easter decorations for your pages. Easter die cuts, I should say. So this one, I cut this all out on the Cricut. And then I'm like, how can I make this into a pocket page? So I ended up cutting right along here. If you can see the split in the bunny right there. And then I made another backing for it. I did this all in the Cricut in Design Space. I printed off another backing for it. And then, let me see. I'm trying to pull on both. Okay, so here it is. Isn't he cute? He's just got his own little pocket here. He can slide in and out. And I did this one, I did not cut off the bottom, this top part, because I thought if you wanted to decorate the back as well, you could do that. I wanted to show it plain and what the front of it looked like, but you can cut out two of these and have it on this part of the bunny as well. But you can put, oh my goodness, so many different things. You can decorate it if you want to with just Easter things. You can put in a little quote, a message to someone. If this is like a little card or something, like a gift that you gave to somebody, you could put extra photos on here. Use your creativeness. And it just, like I said, it just slides in and out. And I just cut it along this line. And there you go. And I also did the same. I have another little Easter piece that I made. I couldn't resist because, you know, we just had Easter. So I made this one a little bit different than the first one, the bunny that I showed you. It is also a pull-out, but I made it just a little bit bigger, as you could use a die cut on a page or in your scrapbook, or like I said with the other one, you can use this just as a card. You can use it as a card on top of a gift, anything like that. But this is also, I ended up cutting it along here, and it's also a slide out. Whoops, sorry about that. And it just opens. And then, as I said, with the other one, you can You put a quote on here, pictures. Use your like I said, use your creativeness and your imagination and what you want to do with it. And then the back, I cut another one of the back pieces, and then I just cut that off as well. And then you can see here, I just made it into a little pocket. Now, some advice that I can give you is you need to make, when you're making something like this, to use strong adhesive. Because if somebody's pulling this in and out, if you're using it in a scrapbook and you're pulling it in and out multiple times, you definitely want to make sure that all of this on the outside is stuck down well. And what I like to use are their glue lines, glue dots. Now, other companies might make them. This is just what I had. They're the little tiny pieces right here. And then I just stuck them all the way around the outside of this, and they're super strong. So it's going to hold it all together for a very long time. So this was my second one that I did. And this was, again, another pull out. So, all right. So now we're going to talk about pocket pages. And I just have a little piece of paper here for you to use. And this is called a flip flap. These are what I use a lot on my kids' pages. And like I said, they saved me a lot because I like to use a lot of pictures. But this is a sticky that you can pull off here. I have also seen some people totally cut this off and use their own adhesive to attach it to the back. Underneath here, so it's up higher right next to the top instead of it dropping down here, because this drops down pretty far then. But I've seen some people drop it up, put the adhesive here, so you have the pocket right there. So then on the other side, you could put some kind of a pull thing for it to come out, whatever you decide, whatever, a tag, whatever kind of decorations that you're using, pieces, die cuts, whatever on your page, you can use up here, which I'm going to show you some that I did here shortly on my pages. But then you can just slide, if it's picture, journaling, anything inside of this, and then they can just pull it in and out of there. And this is a 4x6 one. They have all different sizes. And then I made this cute little envelope. It's got little scalloped edges to it. I found it in Design Space. I have seen multiple ways to make them just with like a single piece of paper. You don't have to cut it out. But I cut this one out. But I thought it was so cute that you could put in, and I forgot my gift card. I was going to get a gift card to put in here, and I forgot to get that before I started recording. Sorry about that. But anyway, you can put this inside of a card and then have, like, they can take this then and put it in their purse, or so that they have something to hold their gift card onto the gift card with. Because a lot of times, you know, if somebody just throws it in a card or whatever, it can fall out, they can lose it easily. But if they have it tucked in this cute little envelope, then they can keep it, put it in your purse, in your pocket, whatever. So, and you, of course, you can make a masculine looking one. You don't have to make the cute little pink one that I had this paper, and I thought, oh, how cute that would be. So this is a little idea to put like gift cards or something in, and you can use this on a scrapbooking page if you want to. You can tuck your journaling in here. You can tuck extra pictures in there. Again, you guys are all creative. Use it. All right, so the next one, I thought this one was so fun. I was so like, I don't know, like, once I knew that I was going to do the virtual event, like all of these, and I knew which ones I was going to do, I'd go to bed and I'd be like dreaming of all these things that I was going to do and I was going to make. And I was laying there and all of a sudden it just hit me, how fun would this one be, right? So I made a camera, and then I made a film strip that can come out from the pocket in the camera. I thought it was pretty darn cute myself, but yep, just slides in and out, and like you can use it on your scrapbooking page, and you can leave this out just a little bit if you want to, and then of course they'll know to pull it out the rest of the way. But you can decorate this with little pictures or stickers, die cuts, anything. You can decorate this up, and like right here is the little pocket. And again, I used the sticky tacky strips all around the whole entire camera. So, because, you know, you're going to be pulling this in and out quite a bit. So again, I used the film strip inside of the camera. All right, and the last little project that I made was a tiny little book. And you know, like different people, you know, you all go to crafts, and some of them have like people gift each other things, like your tables or little favors, whatever you want to call it. So I thought of this. I made this little book, and I'll show you. I decorated the front just a little bit. I didn't do much because, well, I just didn't have time to go all out, but I put a string here, and behind the cute little die here, I ended up attaching a little piece of my glue stickiness, attached the string to that, and then put the die cut over the top of it to attach the string. And then of course I tied it. And of course they have all the fun colors. Let me get, I think they're over here. They're the baker's twine. They have them in all different colors, and like a bunch of different places make it. So you can make it whatever color you want with your little project that you made. And then, see, I have the cute little pockets here. And what I put in this one was little die cuts or whatever, yeah, little fun pieces that if you took it to a scrapbooking event, then you could give these as a little table favor, and everybody you would give them. I'll show you some of the samples that I have in here. Cute little tags and stuff like that. So I put those on both sides of the pocket there. It's full. Now, if you aren't going to use it or go to a crop or do anything like that, again, you can use this on top of a present. You can use it on a scrapbook page. You can use it on a card. Put your gift cards in these slots, and then again they can take this right and put it in their purse if it's gift cards, or there's so many things, little things that you can do with this. And I made this just out of a single sheet of paper. I can't remember exactly the measurements right offhand, but I could measure it for you if anybody is interested. And then I just folded, I cut the little triangle here in the middle because it bulked up when I closed it. It was too bulky here. So I just cut the little triangle there in the middle. But this is just made out of a single piece of paper. I used I mean, we all have, at least I do. I pick up some of the 6x6 and 6x8 papers. That's a whole other class that I think Andrea's taught that before. But you can use those little papers on your scrapbooking pages, and you can make just little things like this with them. So this is the last of my little ideas for you. So now we're gonna move on. I'm gonna show you the flip flaps, how I use the flip flaps. This is my daughter's, let me see. Yeah, This is one of my daughter's pages. I did this years ago. So, but this is a large flip flap that I put on. And see, I wanted them all together, but I didn't have enough room on the same page. So I used this flip flap to put everything in. So everything could be on one page. Now, I'm going to show you on another spread that if you don't have this flip flap that you can attach it to, I actually have backed everything, both sides of this, with cardstock on both sides. Now, you can make this flip flap out of a piece of cardstock. Okay, you would just, but I'll show you on the other page how I did that. But I just wanted to show you, this is a larger flip flap and how I used it. And then, okay, so this page, and this was done a long time ago too. She went to a volleyball camp during the summer, and I usually drove, because I always had a van. So I drove a lot to the different camps and stuff that they were in. And this particular one, oh my goodness. Every time we went, I swear it was storming at all of her camps. And there was a ceiling leak. And I am not sure if this one we lost electricity to or not. I can't remember. But they were playing games. They were having their like fun games when they weren't playing volleyball because of the storms. These were the games that they were playing, using flip flaps there. And I used them on this page as well, because there, like I said, there was just so many pictures that I wanted to add on this 2-page spread and didn't want to turn it into a 4-page spread. So those are ways that I have used flip flaps. These pages are hard. Most of the time, you know, we scrapbook the fun, the happy, the good times, but sometimes we also need to scrapbook the hard times too, because they're memories as well, right? Like, and you want to remember those times. So the morning my mom passed away, we got the call from hospice, and my sister was getting ready, and I was just, they said it wouldn't be long, right? So I walked out on my back deck, and the sun was just starting to rise. And to be honest with you, I have absolutely no idea, no clue why I took a picture of it. Why I went and grabbed my camera, went back out, and took a picture of the sunrise. And let's make it into a funny then, right? Like, in the meantime, after I take this picture, I walk over a little bit farther. This will make me laugh, right? I walk over a little bit farther and hit black ice, and I completely wipe out. And during this time, I was having massive issues with my neck, and it did not help matters. Anyway, that's another whole long story. But so, come to find out, I asked them after we found out that she had passed, when we went to the hospice, I asked them what time she passed and why. No idea why. I thought about the picture. I looked back and I took that picture at the same exact time my mom passed. Okay, how weird is that, right? So this picture has always meant a lot to me. And I knew I wanted to do something special with it. And to go on about this, my mom, before I show you the page, my mom was very plain and simple. They never had much money. So it was plain basic, nothing fancy, that's just the way my parents were. And so I wanted this picture sort of to portray that, her, the way she was. And so I wanted it plain and simple. And so there's not a lot to the page. It took me a long time. I had piles of paper everywhere in my, like, trying to figure out the perfect way to put this picture. And I just went very basic because it's what looked the best and reminded me of her. So this is the picture. And this is the spread that I ended up with. This is just a single sheet of paper. I didn't layer, I didn't add, it was just so perfect and simple. I just thought it was perfect for what I wanted to portray with her life. And this was the sunset off of my deck. I'm sorry, the sunrise. And I wasn't even going to put a title. And a couple of my friends said, like, ended up giving me ideas of a title, or a bunch of different titles that they sent me. And this is what I came up with. The sunshine. I'm sorry. Didn't mean that. The sunrise that carried you home. Because, she's in heaven now. So I just thought it was just the perfect saying. And I had another piece of this paper. So I added the butterfly here. I cut out from the other piece of paper. So anyway, so my hidden storytelling here on this spread, I did make it into an open little booklet, I guess you would say, or it's still hidden storytelling, right? The cardstock that I bagged the picture with here, I have a strip about this wide underneath here that I attached underneath. This is split, if you can see. I did use another piece of paper. I did rough the edges around the outside. I just wanted to I just wanted a little bit of texture out there. Since the spread is more plain and simple, I wanted to add just a little bit of extra to it. But when I cut it, I did put a little strip from another piece of paper there because I wanted to cover up what was underneath here, attaching this booklet. Hope that makes sense. But I tucked in this piece, this brown piece, underneath this paper. And again, I used very sticky adhesive because this will be, opened in the scrapbook. Now, I did not finish this page. This took a lot, right? But what I will have in here, I will have journaling about her illness. I do have of a picture of me holding her hand. But, she'd been sick for, it was just 6 short weeks. But so those things are private for me. And so it wasn't something that I wanted to share. So, but, oh my goodness, sorry. Anyway, you can do a booklet like this for anything. You could do it for the sport pages. You could do it for a birthday party. You could do it for anything. It doesn't have to be something like this, right? But it was just something that I really wanted to do. I also wanted to show how your pages don't have to be complex and really, like, put a lot into that. They can be easy, they can be simple, and it's still, you have that picture that it's still about the pictures for me, right? And especially this picture will always mean so much to me. So But like I said, you could do these booklets, you can make them, you know, you could do anything like this. You could do one up here, one down here. You could even do a bigger whole page one. You could hook here on the outside of the underneath this paper, and you can have a whole thing that opens up if you want to, and have a whole other second spread underneath here. But like I said, this is just one way. You can use so many different ways on your spread. And I will, like I said, I will have journaling and I will have pictures underneath here. But, you know, it's not something that I want everyone to see about her illness, and the pictures of what, you know, she looked like in the end, because she'd be like chewing me out from heaven right now. She knew I was showing some of those pictures. So this was beautiful. This meant a lot. So I did want to share, this is what I could share with you today. So, but like I said, this is another way that you can use hidden storytelling. And I do apologize for getting a little emotional, but and now on to something really happy and joyful that has happened in the last year and a half in my family's life. My niece and my nephew have both gotten married, and I thought they posted pictures on Facebook, and I thought their pictures were beautiful, and I just thought I just really wanted to scrapbook them, right? My daughter doesn't ever want to get married, and my son is talking that he doesn't want to have a wedding. He and his fiance, that they don't want to have a wedding as well. They want to save for a home instead of using all the money for a wedding. So I'm like, well, I'm just going to scrapbook somebody else's wedding then. And so I think these were some of my favorite pages that I did. But this is my niece and my nephew. And these are the hidden storytelling pages that I put together for their weddings. And this one I wanted to do, it wasn't just about their wedding. They have already had a child. Oh my goodness. I don't know how, like, she's been married, like it's been, it'll be 2 years in August, and so they just had a baby, and so I wanted that not to be just about their wedding, but I decided on the title. I designed this, Our Love Story. So this is their wedding picture, and then this picture also means, let me see, hopefully you can, I don't know if you can see it or not, but this little locket here on her wedding bouquet was a picture of it, my mom and dad. It had been a very, let me see, not long after my mom had passed, that few months that she got married, and so she had this locket around her bouquet. And then this was their announcement of their pregnancy. And then this is my new little great niece. So the hidden storytelling on this is this sticker right here. And I don't have any of their information written on here because I thought when I see them, I wanted them to write for my scrapbook, right? A little bit about their love story, the date they got married, how they met, just a little something about what they wanted to put here on their page for me about their love story. So this is what I have, a little piece of paper. And then the sticker, it says you and me here. And so it just slides, it just slides in and out. And you can leave it out a little bit like this if you want to when you're displaying it, or you can just tuck it back in like that. So this is the first page. And then the second page is of my nephew and now my niece. They were just married in December. And boy, did we have the snow this winter, right? I loved it. I love the snow, but It was snowing like crazy the day that they got married. My sister didn't even make it from Cincinnati for the wedding because they were stuck in trying to get here from Cincinnati in the snowstorm. And now, of course, they just got married, so I did want it just to be our wedding day. And then the tag up here, this is us. It pulls out. And I also want them to write about their story on this tag here. And then I have their 3 pictures, their strip of 3 pictures like I did my niece here. And then I put that together, design that on the Cricut then. But these are the 2. And this is the spread. So now you can do this like I have done here on theirs. Anyway, any picture you could put it over here if you wanted a big long tongue twister there, journaling strip here. You could put it over here. Use your imagination. There are so many ways that you can use these, do these little pull outs here. And then you just put the adhesive around the whole outside of where you're not pulling that strip in and out. Now, the fun fact about these 2 pages is they're not going to be mine, because I ended up sending them to my brother and my sister-in-law. And my brother messages me back and says, "Can I please buy those pages?" And I'm like, "What?" And he's like, we really want them and they would look great on our wall. And I'm like, "Well, you're not going to buy them. You can just have them." So I've lost my pages that I was going to put in my scrapbook. So if I want to do it over again, I'm going to have to make me some new pages, because my brother and my sister-in-law are going to get those pages. So, but you know, it's really cool that they love them so much that they want them as well. So it's fun little story there. But so I am to the end of all of my things that I wanted to show you for the hidden storytelling. I hope you enjoyed all of it. There is definitely something that I don't want you to hide, and that is your family photos, unless they are very, very private. You want to share all of your your photos, your memories, and just don't forget to take the pictures. There are some things like last Christmas, like the time just went so fast with my kids because it was after my nephew's wedding. My kids were only home for a couple days, and I usually take that picture in front of the Christmas tree. I didn't get it. Just take the pictures. They are your memories, right? Having lost both my parents now, you just realize how those pictures are your treasures, right? They're precious to you, because that's what you have left. Not only the memories in your head, but those pictures are the memories that you have of your family and your friends and the wonderful times that you share with everyone. So what I'm going to leave you with is the crafter's blessing. May you never run out of storage space. May your scissors never dull. May your trimmer blades ever be sharp, and your ink pads always be full. May all your cardstock have 2 sides, and may your corners never be bent. And may your husband never know exactly how much you spent. Amen. Thank you so much. Like I said, this is my last challenge for today. Thanks for joining me, and on to the next challenge.
See what I mean? Laurie is filled with so many ideas. It's just incredible to me, her different takes on how to do hidden storytelling. She is so good at really thinking outside of that creative box. Which one was your favorite? How about those darling little Easter eggs? Wasn't that so cute? I could just envision one of those Easter eggs pulling out on a spread for my granddaughter Nova's very first Easter. Wouldn't that be so adorable? And what about those wedding pages? You know, wedding is a request we get often, and those wedding pages were breathtaking, so incredibly beautiful. You know, Laurie used the flip flap for a lot of her hidden journaling. If you're interested, Simple Stories actually does sell a version of the flip flaps, and we could easily get those in stock. So leave a comment here if you would be interested in us stocking those flip flaps so that you can incorporate even more hidden storytelling in your projects. Speaking of, we can't wait to see what you have created for this creative prompt. We want to see your hidden storytelling. So once this video is complete, I want you in the comment section to click that little camera button and upload your project so that we can see your creative take on hidden storytelling.